Hello, everyone. If it's Friday, it's time for the Joe Simonelli and Lori Segrist Everything podcast, where we talk about stocks, sports, investing, lots of stuff. Today, sans the muse Lori, who is still in Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains. But the muse will be back. We will take 1 week off from this podcast. I'll do it solo today. The muse will be back in 2 weeks when she's back in the Florida. So, and by the way, the weather in Oklahoma, hot. Only here in Florida, it's hot with a breeze. In Oklahoma, it's hot with nothing. You just die of the heat. It's like they have two temperatures, freezing cold and hot. And that's my take on Oklahoma. A very lovely state and a very lovely musical. One of my favorites. Okay, I did invite my friend Marty. I can't pronounce his. I'm going to call him Marty A, and this is the Marty A collection of shirts, the latest. I did invite him to be guest host today, but he declined, saying he would only berate and insult me, as friends often do. So, let's continue on. And since I am flying solo, I want to just go back to the stock market in this podcast, and it's going to be a short one till the muse comes back. But first, ring that bell because we are up to, where is it? I know I wrote it down. Something like 57. Oh, here it is. Let's look. Let's look in person on the pop. We are up to, yes, 55. Count them, 55 subscribers. I will ring the bell 55 times. That was 5 times. Okay, so we're up to 50. We appreciate that. Like and subscribe if you like it. And we know you like to banter with the muse, and she will be back, I promise you, in 2 weeks. We did have some comments, too. We had from our friend Steve, who challenged me, Steve Abitiello, who challenged me to do the rap song reviews, which I did last week, and which I have discontinued, but we'll talk about that later. But Steve said, awesome podcast, you guys. I'm a subscriber. Thanks for the shout out. You forgot cake. Well, I got it at the end. But anyway, thank you, Steve. And Jen Sig. No relation to any Sig I know. Maybe it is. And she said Stan featuring Dito. I have no idea what that means. Lori said she was answering a question she asked on the podcast. I am not going to listen to that song, however. Stan featuring Dito. Although I did, in the car, I was listening to the contemporary station, and I did hear kind of a quasi rap and rock. What I consider, it starts rapping, then they go into a real song, which is what I like. I can take rap with a real melody, not just the first rap I heard, I don't know, what was like 1986 or 87, and I'm in the office, and the young kids in those days are playing somebody who's imitating John Wayne, going da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, in the John Wayne voice, and he just rapped John Wayne. The whole rap song was that. Now, if that isn't ridiculous, and some of you probably know what I'm talking about. Anyway, enough about rap. I will never listen to another one again. Maybe in the car. Okay, let's move right to the stocks. I want to talk a little about the stocks. I'm solo, and I want to reemphasize that when I think the market is down and should be bought, I'm buying individual special situation stocks, is what we call them, and the dividend aristocrats. When I think, as I do now, that the market is going to correct, right now I'm long nothing. I have some cash and I have some short positions on. Let's just recap of when it's a good time to buy stocks. So last year, 2025, if you recall, I bought Jumia, the Amazon of Africa. Purchased from $1.91 to $3.25 in 2025. Sold it from $5.96 to $9.88. Last year, its year high low, or its current year high low, is $4.19 to $14.72. It closed at $7. In June, on that when the market took the last hit and I made a trade to the downside, it got down to $3.05. I bought some and I sold it at $7.90. Right now, I do not own it. I might accumulate it when the market pulls back, which I expect it to do. Enphase, I bought at another. I'm just giving you two names out of the ones I bought. Enphase is a battery company that I like. Little did I realize it was one of these, had a big short position. And it is one of these stocks, they for some reason, it's a quasi-AI stock. I have no idea. It got lumped in. So I liked it fundamentally. I paid $35 and I sold it. The high I sold it at was $50. I've traded it between that. It actually shot up to $73 just in the past two or 3 months. corrected back down to 44.75 now. Again, I like it fundamentally, but I'm not jumping in here because I expect the market to correct, and I might be able to get it 35 or below. The 52-week range on N phase, ENPH, is 25, is the 52-week low. And as I said, it hit $73 not too long ago. So I didn't get the top on that, but I made money, and that's the important thing. The important thing really, you're gonna leave some on the table, but the important thing is buying them correctly so you can sleep at night. So I can live without it. I don't care if it goes up, and if people trying to grab the last 20, 10 or 15% this year, their downside risk could, on a correction, could be 40%. So if they want to go for that, squeeze that last 15%. And since I am a contrarian, you hear nobody on CNBC bearish on the market, which to me is a sign it's going down. I mean, you got to find something. The war doesn't bother them. The PE ratios, the mania on these stocks doesn't bother them. So that's why I'm comfortable being short right now. Let's talk about shorting a little bit. Now, when you're short, as I said, when you're going long, you want to buy individual stocks. Shorting, I short with index funds. I am not smart enough to pick an individual stock to short, and that is very dangerous. So you do want to make money on the downside. You pick short STOW, short the Dow, or SQQQ if you want to short the Qs, and that's those are the S&P 500 stocks, the ones that have been getting hammered lately. So I did make a successful trade on that. I bought it at 36.60. I think a week ago it had that slide this week, and I sold it at 40.05. I'm looking for from 4 to 6 points on these trades, plus holding a position. So whatever, if there ever really is a really bad downturn, I still have some, but I'm trading at least half the positions and holding half for longer term effect. But if I could continuously trade them, and make that 5 points, then I'm just banking that money. Short Dow, I bought at 29.35. That's SDOW. I sold at an average between 35 and average of 35 is where I sold that. So 5 points. Year low is 22.85. Year high is 43.50. I did buy some back. I'm currently a little bit behind on that position, and so I'll just hold it to see what happens. I have found that shorting the Qs gives you much more action, and it's more tradable. Okay, that's it for stocks. If you have any questions, look at the back issues of these podcasts where I start the very beginning. I really go in depth on the stocks, or purchase my book, Stock Investing for the Novice, available on Amazon, or go to my website, joesimonelli.com. Whoa, joesimonelli.com, where you see all the plays too. Anyway, that's enough for the stock market. And since I am flying solo, I decided to do the top two. Actually, I asked Marty about this. And I said, Marty, she didn't want to join me. At least said, well, give me a band. We can do the top 5 songs on it. He said Procol Harum. I don't know if he was serious, but here's my top 2, because I only know 2 Procol Harum songs. My top 2 are Conquistador and Light a Shade of Pale. If you know more, put them in the comments. Fill out my 5. Okay. We don't have the muse for Are They Still Alive or Dead? Whatever she calls it now. I still call it Alive or Dead. So here are my 3 picks for Alive or Dead. Frankie Valli, Rudy Valli, and Valley of the Dolls. Alive, Dead, and Not Applicable. I'll take a ring on that. Pick those myself. Oh, wait a minute. I do have a rant coming up, but we're saving that for the end. Now, AI. A lot of talk about AI. Is it harming things? Is it harmful? I've used AI successfully to market my plays. It helps me a great deal. The only way I fear AI is like if some army of robots comes to my door, like one of those movies, and starts knocking on it. Then I'm scared of AI. But until that happens, I'm okay with AI. I think it's helping me. So, as I mentioned, we are not going to do the feature that I instituted, First Time Hearing Rap, because I've heard enough rap, thanks. But I will do, since I stopped watching musicals in like 1985, I will do first time hearing songs from hit musicals after 1980. So if you got any songs, believe me, the last musical I know is like Chicago. I don't even know when that came out. I was really into. So we did see Wicked. The Muse and I was not impressed. We saw that. Probably the last live musical we attended was Wicked. So And that includes all the, what's his name? The English guy with the, Phantom and all that stuff. I've heard the Phantom songs. Any of his stuff. So I will do first time hearing songs from hit musicals after 1980. That's a wide field, folks. You should have plenty. And I will listen to them. Okay. And my last rant is we transfer to sports. First of all, the Yanks, Jacks. We went over what Jacks were a few podcasts back. Jacks. Okay. My next rant is going to be on pickleball. Today I was playing pickleball in Florida. Now, I've been playing tennis for 50 years. Keep that in mind. So I transitioned to pickleball. I play both now. I was standing behind the white line, the serving line. The other guy hit a serve that passed that white line. I yelled out, and it hit me in the foot. Guess what? They said that was his point. In what universe, if a serve goes out past the back line, is it the server's point just because it hits you after you yell out? But that's the dopey rule in pickleball. I've been playing tennis 50 years. That nobody ever called. We used to catch the balls over the line when we were coming over and yelled out. Nobody said it's the other guy's point. It's ridiculous. Wait, what's that? Oh, wait, Will wants to weigh in on this. Yes, Will. Yes, Will. Don't you think it's ridiculous that when the ball goes to the back line and hits you, it's the other person's point? Truly, this sounds ridiculous. But keep in mind that when lawn tennis was started, 'tis thus was the same rule. What do you mean? You mean in tennis, if it hits you when you're behind the line, it's the other team's point? Precisely. I recant the whole rant. Forget that. I didn't know it was a tennis rule, going back to Queen Elizabeth. And lawn tennis. And that's it for today. I know a lot of you, including myself, are disappointed the Muse wasn't on this one, but believe me, the Muse and I will both be back in just 2 short weeks. Okay? Joe Simonelli, signing off. Ta-ta. I gotta stop this thing. Where is she? That's why I need the Muse here, to work the thing. Wait, come on. Where is it? There, ready? Bye.